Let's talk play versus progress. All right. Hey guys. Hey, if you're new around here, I'm Steve Harper, also known as Mr. Ripple. I turn ordinary connections into extraordinary relationships. How do I do that? I work with individuals and organizations to help them identify, develop, and grow the key relationships they depend on for their success. I want to talk about this startup mojo thing that goes on when entrepreneurs are in ideation. And I actually have a distinction here. There's a distinction between being an entrepreneur, getting an idea out there, birthed, out there in the public for feedback, determining whether somebody will pay you $1 for whatever it is that you're working on. Is there a need for your product or service? And wantrepreneurs. Wantrepreneurs are wrapped up in this world of play. They're constantly fantasizing about what it would be like to have their idea go off like a rocket ship. They're always thinking about what they'll buy when they're successful. They're thinking about the company that they're going to grow. They're already thinking about their exit plan, how they're going to be acquired for millions and millions and millions of dollars. And yet they are in Playland. They have not put any significant effort to actually produce the idea or get it out in the market to test its validation and whether there's actually a need for whatever that product or service might be. Wantrepreneurs are stuck in neutral. They're playing halfway between Candyland and Fantasyland, but they're not playing in Progress Land. And Progress Land is the only thing that determines whether you are different from a wantrepreneur. Progress Land is where entrepreneurs test their mettle. They handle the rejection. They listen to the feedback. They get their idea out there, and it may not be the prettiest idea, but they're putting it forward. And I was thinking about how easy it is to stay in wantrepreneur land, right? To play on those game boards because it's so much safer. The rules are understanding. It's all in our head, so we don't really run a risk of rejection or failure. It's easy. I was thinking about this yesterday. I actually have an idea, a concept that I'm working on, and I'm getting some preliminary feedback on the concept and the idea through a design exercise through our software development, one of our software development consultants. And it's interesting because you can see how they want to kind of, give me their take on the idea. They want to, tell me certain elements of where my concept is may not work, may not fit. And at this stage, I could find myself easily pushing back to Playland. Like, yeah, the feedback is, that your thought is different than mine, but your thought might be better than mine, or where you think it might not work for the market, that makes a lot of sense. You guys are software developers. You are paid to design and to build what I tell you to build. I appreciate the feedback, but I want you to basically do what I ask you to do and what I'm paying you to do. That sounds a little harsh, but the reality is I recognized yesterday in myself how different I've become as an entrepreneur, because I don't expect anybody to get this idea. I don't expect people to just until it's built, really to understand the concept. But I have to get it built. I have to take that next step. I have to make progress. I can't just have it on a PowerPoint. I can't just have it in a Google Doc. It has to start to come to life. I need to breathe some life into this monster we call Frankenstein of startup. Then and only then can I iterate, can I change, can I adjust, can I play with the concept to see, will anybody pay for this? Will this work? How will it work? All of those things start to happen. But where I realized yesterday during this conversation, I probably would have retreated to the hills like a coward. I go back and play small ball. That's the problem with wantrepreneurs versus entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are like, hey, screw you, buddy. This is what I want. This is how I want it. I don't really ask. I didn't ask for your feedback at this juncture. I just want you to tell me whether it is possible to do it the way that I envision to do it, and then go do it. Go build it. Go make what I am telling you to build it. Because I'm not a developer, right? So, at the end of the day, I'm going to need some expertise there. But it was a significant moment for me because at the end of the day, I walked away feeling even more invigorated by the idea, more confident that I'm on the right path, and that their feedback at this juncture doesn't really matter. It's just ones and zeros. Get going, right? Start developing. Bleep, 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 bleep. Hey, is this what you want? Yeah, this is what I want. Yep, great. Fantastic. Move. Now, hand it to me so I can go get some realistic validation on my concept. Was this what I thought it would be? Is this where I think the market, will respond or how they'll respond? Do I have potential people lined up to give me some real user testing feedback? And, when they do, good, bad, or indifferent, can I ask them, would you pay for this, even if it is this ugly monstrosity right now? Would you be willing to pay for it knowing that it'll get better? That's progress. That's the progress. You're rolling the dice, you're taking your swing at the ball, you are taking your shot. And that is, my friend, the critical component. You are taking steps forward. Wantrepreneurs take steps backwards or just pedal in place. Neutral. Don't know, don't care, they don't go anywhere. Hey, I'm Dr. Seuss and I didn't know it. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. But my point is, that is the problem between a wantrepreneur and an entrepreneur. Play versus progress. If everything that you're thinking about in terms of your startup is still in here, or still just on your laptop or in a document that you won't show anybody because you don't really want anybody to tell you how stupid the idea is, you are in Playland. And you might as well be like jumping between Playland and Candyland because that's where you're going to stay. Boring! Nothing happens there. You will always be stuck as a wantrepreneur. Progress, my friends. Progress is what entrepreneurs do to get ideas out. And you might have to birth a dozen ideas before one of them hits. But that's the journey. That's the fun part of being an entrepreneur, is seeing what others don't see and putting it out there. And sometimes it works, a lot of times it doesn't, but entrepreneurs never give up because they are always about, what do I need to do next to make progress on my idea? Food for thought. You guys, make the decision. Wantrepreneur? Entrepreneur? Yeah, definitely. And ripple on.